These 5 people are amongst the greatest quiz players in Britain. Together they make up the Eggheads, arguably the most formidable quiz team in the country. The question is, can they be beaten? Welcome to Eggheads, the show where a team of 5 quiz challengers must try to beat arguably the greatest quiz team in Britain. Our Eggheads are clever, they're confident, and between them they have the most impressive TV quiz credentials in the country. Please welcome our dream team.
Hello, my name's Judith Keppel, and I was the first person to win £1 million on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Hello, I'm Kevin Ashman, and I currently hold the record for the highest ever score on Mastermind, with no passes.
Hello, I'm CJ Demouy. I've been a winner on 15 to 1 and a Weakest Link and 100% champion.
Hello, I'm Daphne Fowler. I've over 20 years' experience on TV quizzes, and I've won the grand final of 15 to 1 twice.
Hi, I'm Chris Hughes, and yes, I'm still International Mastermind champion.
Well, there they are, hoping to be the first team to beat the Eggheads. Today's team of challengers are the Unicorn from Canterbury. Well, let's meet them.
Hi, I'm Ted, I'm 36 and I'm a sales trainer.
Hello, I'm Dennis, I'm 53 and I'm a retail manager.
Hello, I'm Jill, I'm 55 and I'm a college lecturer.
Hi, I'm Jim, I'm 33 and I'm an account manager.
Hi, I'm Rory, I'm 44 and I'm a medical business manager.
Every day, there's £1,000 worth of cash up for grabs for our challengers. However, if they fail to defeat our Eggheads, the prize money rolls over to the next show. Well, 12 have already tried and 12 have failed so far to beat the Eggheads. So, Unicorns, it's now £13,000 that says you can't beat the Eggheads. Now, the Unicorns will take on an Egghead of their choice. The loser of each head-to-head challenge will not be allowed to play in the final round. Obviously, the more brains your team has in that final round, the more chance you will have of winning the £13,000. So, let me tell you, the first head-to-head battle will be on the subject of science. So, Unicorns,
Right.
who's the expert on science?
Got to be Joe. Got to be Joe.
Right.
Happy with that? Yeah, go for it.
So it's who we play.
Well, Unicorns, who do you want to play?
Who are we gonna play against?
One of those lot.
Speak up, Daphne.
Daphne
I
always
think we'll
smiles.
take Daphne.
Oh, right.
OK, right, they're going to take you on, Daphne. Now, you've played once. Well, indeed, whatever you've played at, you've won so far. Jill and Daphne, to ensure there's no conferring, would you please take your positions in the question room?
Go for it, Joe.
So it's Jill, a biology lecturer from Canterbury in Kent, against Daphne, 2 times 15 to 1 grand final winner, former brain of Britain, amongst other things, on science. Jill, your choice as the challenger, as always. Would you like to go first or second?
First, please.
An incision is made in which part of the human body in a tracheotomy operation? Is it the brain, the throat, or the heart?
The throat.
There we are, 1-0. A tracheotomy is indeed an operation on the throat. OK, Daphne, your first question. Which fish, Daphne, is often referred to as the tiger of the sea due to its ferocious nature? Is it a barracuda, a pike, or a piranha?
Barracuda.
Chris, some have called you lot the barracudas of the quiz world. Do you think
The
she's
pike
right?
and the piranha are both freshwater fish, so it's got to be the barracuda.
That is the right answer, Daphne. 1-1. OK, Jill, your second question. Which inventor, born in 1765, was the inventor of the cotton gin? Was it Thomas Edison, Benjamin Franklin, or Eli Whitney?
Oh, not too sure about this one. I have to go for Eli Whitney.
That's right. That's 2-1 to you then, Jill. Very well done. Daphne, your second question. Which American unit of liquid measurement is equal to 63 gallons?
Oh, yeah.
Is it the hogshead, the bull's head, or the cow's head?
Well, I hope it's the hogshead.
Why are you thinking that, Daphne?
The only one I've heard of.
OK. Kevin, We all usually go to you on things American.
I think a UK hogshead is 54. American number of gallons tends to be bigger. So I would say it's probably a hogshead, and I've never heard of the other two anyway. I'm not sure they exist.
Anyway, listen, Daphne's itching to know the answer. I can see it saying, God, is it right? Is it right? Yes, it is right, Daphne. How on earth you get them, I don't know, but there we are. 2-2. Jill, your third question. In which marine creature do the males of the species carry the fertilised eggs? Is it the seahorse, the swordfish, or the manatee?
I think it's the seahorse.
Jill, you're doing tremendously well. That's 3 out of 3. 3-2 to the challengers. Well, Daphne, here we go. Savannah, Vesper, and lark are varieties of which type of bird?
Oh, gosh.
A blackbird, a thrush, or a sparrow?
Oh, dear.
The rest of the eggheads look worried.
They're worried.
Well, it'll be the first time they don't have you in the final round if you get it wrong.
Blackbird.
Kevin?
Don't know it either. I'm inclined towards thrush, but I hope Daphne's right.
Anyone else?
I don't know, but I'm inclined towards blackbird simply because of the Vesper bit, which means wasp in another language.
CJ, Chris?
I'll just go with the first half of Kevin and Judith's answers that I've got no idea.
Chris?
Well, I'm thinking thrush. I think I've heard of a Savannah thrush.
Well, there we have it. Every single one of the eggheads is absolutely, positively, 100% wrong. Daphne, you're out. It's a sparrow. Great news for the unicorns, as it means, Jill, you will be playing in that final round. Congratulations. Jill, Daphne, please come back and join your teams. So, as it stands, the unicorns have lost no brains from the final round, whilst the eggheads have lost one very significant brain. The next subject is arts and books. So, unicorns, who wants to play here?
So it's like me.
I think it's got to be Den. Put Den forward.
Den, OK, you're going to play on arts and books. Your next task is to choose who to play, and I can tell you that the eggheads have only lost once on this category. Your task is to work out which one of them it was.
I think a man who wears a stripy shirt is unlikely to know anything about arts and literature.
Did you hear that?
I certainly did, yes. CJ.
OK, well, you've chosen CJ on the basis that a man who wears a stripy shirt knows nothing about arts and literature. Den, CJ, please take your positions in the question room so as you can't consult with your teammates. So, Dennis, do you want to go first or make CJ go first?
I'll go first and follow Jill's lead.
Prospero and Caliban are characters in which Shakespeare play? Is it Hamlet, The Tempest, or Othello?
It's The Tempest.
It is indeed The Tempest. 1-0 to the unicorns. CJ, your first question. Which author has written a series of books set in the mythical land called Discworld? Is it Philip Pullman, Douglas Adams, or Terry Pratchett?
It's Terry Pratchett.
Chris, are you a fan?
None of that sort of thing, no. I read Tolkien when I was in my late teens and found it really rather contemptible. I don't bother with that kind of fiction anymore.
OK, well, CJ, the answer is, of course, Terry Pratchett. That makes it 1-1. On we go. Den, your second question. Django Reinhardt was known for his virtuosity on which musical instrument? Was it the violin, the guitar, or the trumpet?
The guitar.
It is the guitar, of course it is. Well done, 2-1. CJ, your second question. To draw level, you're 2-1 down. Which French artist created the 1872 painting Impression Sunrise, from which Impressionism takes its name? Is it Edouard Manet, Pierre-Auguste Renoir, or Claude Monet? Manet, Renoir, or Monet?
Oh, dear. Well, I don't know, but I had a very, very, very slight inkling, which is probably completely misplaced, but I'll go for Claude Monet.
Judith, you must have bought a few Impressionist paintings for that with your money.
I wish.
Do you think he's right?
Yes, I'm sure he's right.
Well, that's sure you're right, CJ, which, if it was a guess, means very well done. It is the right answer. So that levels it at 2-2, Den. Mimi and Rodolfo are characters in which Puccini opera? Is it Turandot, La Bohème, or Madame Butterfly?
La Bohème.
Very good, Den. That's 3 out of 3. CJ, get this one wrong, and you too will be out. Which author has written a series of novels featuring the adventurous British soldier Sharp? Is it Bernard Cornwell, Antonia Fraser, or Lindsay Davis?
I really don't know. Bernard Cornwell.
Daphne, you're chuckling.
Yes, he's quite right. That's him.
Is that a good or a bad sign?
Well, you never can tell, can you, with Daphne? It is a good sign from the Eggheads' point of view. You have got that question right. And well done, CJ. Well, that means, Den, that after 3 questions each, the scores being level, we now go to sudden death. And remember, these questions are now not multiple choice. It's sudden death. In terms of book classification, what do the initials ISBN stand for?
International System of Book Numbering.
Den, that is so close, but I'm afraid it is wrong. It's the International Standard Book Number. Couldn't have been closer, but I'm afraid it is the wrong answer. Which means, CJ, if you get this right, Den will be out and you will be sitting in on that final round. In 1946, the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra was founded in London by which conductor and impresario?
I don't know. I'm just thinking. I'm just going to pick a surname out of the air. I'll try Beecham. Thomas Beecham.
CJ, where on earth did that come from? The answer is Sir Thomas Beecham. There, unicorns, is the logic of an egghead. CJ, Dennis, please come back and join your teams. Well, the Eggheads rallying back there after the loss of Daphne. As it stands, the Unicorn and the Eggheads have lost 1 brain each from the final round, when £13,000 will be up for grabs. Well, the next subject in our head-to-heads is sport. Unicorns, who wants to play?
It's all nice to Jim.
Yes.
Jim.
Jim, you're the sports specialist, are you?
Allegedly.
We'll soon find out. Well, who do you think isn't on the Egghead side?
Yeah.
Can't be Daphne or CJ, of course. They both played. One's won, one's lost.
Yep.
Judith on sport. How have you been doing on sport so far?
Oh, tremendously well, Darren, as you know.
Judith, Jim, please take your positions in the question room. Jim, would you like to go first or second?
It's a good question. I'll buck the trend. I'll go second.
Right. Judith, what is the nickname of the Australian rugby union team? Is it Kangaroos, Wallabies, or Koalas?
It's the Wallabies.
Well done, Judith. 1-0. Jim, your first question on sport. Henry Cooper lost his British heavyweight title to which boxer in 1971? Joe Bugner, Brian London, or Richard Dunn?
I'm going to go with Joe Bugner.
You happy with that, Unicorns?
I think so, yes.
Ted's happy. The answer is indeed Joe Bugner. 1-1. Second question to you, Judith. Which football club won the 2003 Champions League? Was it AC Milan, Real Madrid, or Juventus?
I think it was AC Milan.
That is the right answer, Judith, which makes it, Jim, 2-1 to Judith. I think you need to get this one to keep up. The selection, Jim, of which cricketer for England's 1968 touring party precipitated South Africa's exclusion from international sport? Was it Norman Cowans, Hallam Mosley, or Basil d'Oliveira?
It's Basil d'Oliveira.
Rory?
I don't have any problem with that decision at all.
None of your teammates have any problems with that. I don't have a problem with it. That makes it 2-2. Right, Judith, your third question. The American Greg Louganis has won 4 Olympic gold medals in which event? Diving, skiing, or athletics?
Well, it has to be a complete guess. I would think, let's try diving.
CJ?
He's one of the all-time greats. He was the one who banged his head on the diving board at the last Olympics. But even with that one discounted dive, he still easily walked away with a gold medal.
Well done, Judith. 3-2 to you, which means, Jim, if you get this wrong, you're going out. You won't be playing in the final round. £13,000, of course, at stake. The Unicorns could do with you there to help them out. Which sportsman born in 1934 is the first man to win world titles on motorbikes and in Formula One? Is it Jim Clark, John Surtees, or Jackie Stewart?
I'm going to go with John Surtees.
It's now 3-3. John Surtees is the correct answer. Well done, Jim. Right, after 3 questions each, once again, the scores are level. We therefore go to sudden death. Judith, which golfer was nicknamed the Great White Shark?
I don't know. Arnold Palmer just flew into my head.
Chris, what do you think?
I think Greg Norman.
It's Greg Norman.
It is, I'm afraid, Judith, Greg Norman. So you're not out yet, but nothing on the board there. Means, Jim, it's up for grabs. You get this right, you're in the final round and Judith won't be. What trophy was won for the first time by the Wanderers Club at the Kennington Oval Cricket Ground in March 1872?
It's the FA Cup.
They're punching the air already on the Unicorn side. It is the FA Cup. Well done, Jim.
Well done, Jim.
Great news for the Unicorns, as you will therefore be playing in today's final round. Many congratulations to you. Jim and Judith, please come back and join your teams. So, as it stands, the Unicorn have lost 1 brain from that final round, whilst the Eggheads have lost 2 of theirs. And the last subject, the last head-to-head subject before our final round is now going to be geography. The Unicorns, who wants to play? It's between Ted or Rory.
I think you should do it.
I'll take it.
Ted, is that a captain's decision?
I think it's...
Shouldering the burden because you have to play one of 2 mastermind champions there. It's either Kevin or Chris.
Chris.
How are you on the subject, Chris?
I can find my way from A to B.
OK, then, it's Ted against Chris in our final head-to-head. Will you please both take your positions in the question room? Well, Ted, what do you want to do? Do you want to go first or make Chris go first?
I'll go first.
Ted, the Isle of Dogs is an area in which London borough? Is it Lewisham, Lambeth or Tower Hamlets?
Don't think it's Tower Hamlets. Let's try Lewisham.
I can tell you the answer is not Lewisham. Tower Hamlets. The Isle of Dogs is an area in Tower Hamlets. Don't worry, Ted. It's early days. It's still 0-0. Let's see if Chris gets this one right. What's the local nickname for the Californian Mount San Antonio? Is it Old Fatty, Old Baldy, or Old Ugly?
Well, I know what the balds are in Virginia and West Virginia. They're sort of mountain peaks with no trees on. So if this mountain's got no trees on top, I'd say it was called Old Baldy.
Kevin, it could have been you there.
Yes, luckily it's not.
What do you think of that?
I would go for Old Baldy on the base. Probably the one in the song about on top of Old Baldy.
Oh, yeah. Can you sing it?
I'm not going to.
Not here. The local nickname for Mount San Antonio in California is Old Baldy. Well, that really puts the heat on you, Ted, I'm afraid. 1-0 to the Eggheads. The Crimea is an autonomous region of which country? Is it the Ukraine, Russia, or Poland?
I'll go for Russia.
OK. What do you think, Rory?
He's right.
Oh, he's not.
CJ?
It's Ukraine.
It is Ukraine, I'm afraid. The Crimea is an autonomous region of the Ukraine. 1-0, but of course Chris still has his second question. If he gets this right, Ted, you'll be out. What was described by Samuel Pepys as the most romantic castle in the world? Was it Leeds Castle, Windsor Castle, or Edinburgh Castle?
Well, Leeds Castle's in Kent, particularly romantic. I wouldn't say Windsor was very romantic. I don't know if Pepys ever went to Scotland or not. He probably did when he was working for the Admiralty at various times, and it would certainly fit the bill, so I'd say Edinburgh Castle.
Judith, do you know?
No, I don't. But he worked for the Admiralty, didn't he?
Yeah,
So he must have
heard
gone to
that.
Kent and Chatham quite a lot, and Leeds is in Kent.
Right.
So it could be Leeds, but I don't know.
Well, do you know, funnily enough, Samuel Pepys described Windsor Castle as the most romantic castle in the world. So you live to fight again, Ted. Still only 1-0. Does mean, of course, though, this being your third question, that you do have to get this one right. The Pindus Mountains are a feature of which European country? Greece, Spain, or Italy?
I'll go for Italy.
OK. What do you think? Do you think he's right?
Greece.
It's Greece.
Jill and Dennis are saying Greece. I'm afraid, Ted, it is Greece. Chris, well done. You will be in that final round. Ted, you won't. Chris, Ted, please come back and join your teams. So this is what we've been playing towards. It's time for the final round, which, as always, is general knowledge. But I'm afraid those of you who lost your head-to-heads will not be allowed to take part in this round. So Ted and Dennis from the Unicorns and Judith and Daphne from the Eggheads, would you please leave the studio? So, as usual, I'll ask each team 3 questions in turn. This time the questions are all general knowledge and you are allowed to confer. So, this is it, Unicorns. You're playing for £13,000. The question is, are your 3 brains better than the Eggheads' 3 brains? Let's find out. Unicorns, would you like to go first or second?
We've elected to go first.
You're going to go first. You're going to take the first question. Well, then, for £13,000, let's play the final round. Joe Strummer was a singer and guitarist in which band? The Sex Pistols, The Clash, or the Buzzcocks?
The Clash, definitely.
Definitely the Clash.
The Clash.
You're definitely going with The Clash. You've definitely got the right answer. Joe Strummer was indeed singer and guitarist with The Clash. 1-0. OK, Eggheads, I just wonder here, No Daphne, eh? What was the surname of the man who, in 1885, patented an early version of the internal combustion engine? Was it Mercedes, Daimler, or Audi?
Got to be Daimler. Yeah. Daimler.
Well done, Eggheads. 1-1. £13,000, remember, Unicorns. Who was the ancient Egyptian god of death? Was it Anubis, Hathor, or Isis?
Sure. Go for the one we've heard of.
Sure.
Yeah.
We've never heard of Hathor. He was probably a very nice chap, but we do know Anubis had the head of a jackal, so we think it's going to be Anubis.
That's your answer.
It is our answer.
The ancient Egyptian god of death was Anubis. Yes. Great stuff. 2-1. OK, Eggheads. The French title Chevalier was originally an equivalent to which rank of British nobility? Was it Baron, Knight, or Duke? CJ?
I've been advised that it's night.
That makes it 2-2. Here we are, your third question. Unicorns. Which of the world's seas is also considered to be the largest lake in the world? The Caspian Sea, the Black Sea, or the Baltic Sea?
Caspian.
We have an answer.
Would you like to tell me it?
We believe it's the Caspian Sea.
That is the right answer. 12 defeated teams cheering along as well. Well done. That puts you 3-2 in the lead. Just look at that. If the Eggheads get a blank here, £13,000 will be yours. OK, Eggheads. Who won the first ever Best Actor Oscar in 1929? Was it Lon Chaney, Frederick March, or Emil Jannings?
Emil Jannings.
The first ever Best Actor Oscar was won in 1929 by Emil Jannings. Right, it's 3-all. You haven't faltered, they haven't blinked. £13,000. It's sudden death now. No multiple choice. You just got to give me the answer. And which monkey, also called the sapper-Jew, is named after an order of monks?
Unless there's another one.
We only know one, and we think it's the capuchin.
It's the correct answer. The capuchin monkey is also known as the sapper-Jew. Eggheads, sudden death, £13,000. In 1999, Ben Ali was re-elected president in the first ever competitive presidential elections of which country?
I'm willing to have a good guess.
What do you think?
I think Tunisia. I think Tunisia.
Their unbeaten record, their reputation, and of course, £13,000 depends on this answer.
I think it's Tunisia. I think it's Tunisia.
He was right.
Don't do this to us, Kibby.
Unicorns, hang in there, you're doing ever so well. In which year did Prince Andrew marry Sarah Ferguson?
1986. Hang on a moment.
Oh, no.
No.
80.
No.
We all agree that it was 1986.
It was Jill who was sure about that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's the right answer. Well done, Jill. Well done, the rest of the unicorns. Eggheads, you know the score. Your unbeaten record, shot to pieces. £13,000 goes to the unicorn if you get this one wrong. Which endurance athlete admitted to cheating during the USA section of her round-the-world walk in 1996?
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Endurance athlete.
Daphne and Judith, helpless there behind you.
I think we've got the first name. Does that help?
Or do we?
Could help you, but it won't be enough for me.
Hold my hand up on this one.
I think we're going to have to, Kevin.
Yeah, I think it's not fair to keep it going.
It's not fair to keep it hanging on, no.
It's not fair to keep it going for too long. We're going to have to finally hold our
Running
hands
the
up.
white flag up,
so
damn it.
we know exactly who you mean, but we can't remember the name.
Not even a guess?
Fiona,
Fiona, we
but he
think.
won't come.
This is history in the making. I think you know, Jim, don't you?
Fiona Campbell.
It is Fiona Campbell. You got the Fiona, but it's the wrong answer. Unicorn, you've won £13,000. And a round of applause from the Eggheads, the first people to defeat the Eggheads. How does that feel, Jill?
I couldn't have done most of their questions, I must say.
Did you ever think you could do it, looking at their credentials?
They are very, very impressive.
I never thought we'd get past them. They're, so sure, so knowledgeable.
There's a depth there, which, I mean, they can just scoop the answer out of a pool of knowledge, which is almost unfathomable.
Unicorns, you have proven that the Eggheads can be beaten. A cheer goes up throughout the nation. Do join us next time on Eggheads to see if the new team of challengers will be just as successful. Goodbye.
We've lost our first game. We won 12 on the trot, but we lost unlucky 13. So I think some reparation in the next few rounds is necessary. So I picture the teams who are coming in now.
We've got to get our reputation back, so we'll be in there fighting again tomorrow.
Bring on the next team, because we won't have a crack at you.